check out Ariel Policano on YouTube, where you can see all of the recordings of our weekly training. And thank you so much for being with us today. I hope you had a wonderful holiday and you're still experiencing your holiday, right? It's New Year's Day. So thank you for taking time to be with us. We truly appreciate it. And what is going on with this? Let me just see what's happening with this. All right, let me see if I can just change the setting so that it shows to everybody. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much. Okay, it is streaming. That's good. We're going to be changing the view in just one moment. Just a very happy new year. We will take your questions today. We're going to talk about new beginnings and things that you can utilize to help you with new beginnings. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and make sure this is recorded. All right, and we'll take some volunteers today in just a moment. Thank you and very happy new year to you. Thank you so much for being here. And let's see if we can get this to play. There we go. All right, so warm welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And Jerry, very happy new year to you and everybody who's joining us today, people who may be checking out the recording later. Happy new year. Everybody's, I think, is trying to get their wits about them on the 1st of January, right? All of the Christmas holidays and everything just keeps you rolling from mid-November, right? All the way through the end of December. Life is full and rich, and hopefully you've been doing something fun. Okay, so let's get this set for our genius here. You guys, one thing to really know in life, and you probably do know, is that endings and beginnings are really important. In fact, in the Hindu tradition, the god Ganesha is utilized a lot in Hindu tradition. When we think or I talk about Lakshmi or Ganesh, I'm really not talking about a god per se. I'm talking about something that is representative of something within you. It is really important to respect and observe and notice when something is ending. You want to really wind it down with intention. When you're starting something new, like a new venture, a new year, a new project, a new home, all of those things, you want to think about it consciously and enter into it with a lot of your eyes open, with a lot of intention, being careful, because when something is new, it's like a little infant, it's very fresh. And there's a tremendous amount that you can do in this new moment to shape the experience that you will have on that new year, new adventure, new life, new day, new week, new month. Every day that you wake up is a rebirth and something new. And you can begin to notice and observe those things and really take advantage of that energy, starting to recognize that every single day you have the opportunity to start again, to start anew, and to really, for 1 second here, and to really respect and rejoice in those beginnings. So that's what we want to talk about today, really crafting your year in your words, in your thoughts. Even more and more, we're going to be recognizing and realizing what's happening is that you're being given the keys to the universe. There's so much light on this planet at this time that you are being given a gift, which is to craft your life, your health, your finances, your world. Your experience is being given to you in a lot of different ways. It is going to be incumbent upon you no longer to be a victim, no longer to think that you don't have any participation, no longer to think that there's nothing you can do about it. Your real goal in being given these golden keys to the universe is to recognize that you have tremendous power in each moment of your life, and to start to carefully observe, like, the new beginnings, a new opportunity, everything through your words, through your thoughts, through the frequencies you might use on the genius. All of these things can be used to shape your life. And in a default manner, they already are being used to shape your life. We might, without thinking about it, have listened to the news or listened to pop music or gone to certain movies or whatever it is. And all of those things had the opportunity to kind of forcefully, get all of our thoughts in motion for certain experiences. And now, with all that we've been through, we're starting to take a break, right? And notice, maybe I want to choose my thoughts. Maybe I want to choose my words. Maybe I want to be very choosy and picky about what I listen to, what I allow my ears to interact with, what I allow my eyes to see. And those are all frequency experiences. Everything around you is frequency. We have learned through our genius practice how powerful frequency is. Now we want to recognize all the other things in our world that are frequency, our thoughts that we're allowing our mind to think. So just be with that for a moment. What thoughts do you allow your mind to think, even before it's sort of generating all of these thoughts? Maybe you stop for a moment. It's like, whoa, I am going to allow my mind to only think certain thoughts. I am going to be very careful today. I know what I'm going to be listening to. I'm listening to some affirmations. I'm listening to some beautiful gongs. I'm listening to the solfeggio frequencies. Whatever it is, you're now choosing in this conscious way, because each of these things shapes your life in the moment, in the day, in the week, in the month. We are so much more energy than we are physical matter. We have an ability every day to take advantage of this new knowledge in order to create a more positive and fulfilling life for ourselves. You truly are in charge. We're going to explore some of that today. So it is an incredibly exciting time to be alive as you create this own universe around you. I got to correct this. I thought I corrected this morning. I'm going to just peek in here. We're not going to say welcome to 2024 with a question mark. Let's go ahead and put an exclamation mark in there. All right, let's get this. Okay, there we go. All right. By the way, while I'm talking, you're welcome to ask your questions, so you can put them in the Q&A about the genius. I know I already have a question that somebody wanted to ask, and we will get to that. And this is going to be related to things that you can utilize for your genius. So as you think about today, as you think about the month, as you think about the year, what are you most wishing for? And start to think of the world as a wish-fulfilling tree, that you are constantly putting things into motion. Many of them have been impressed upon you. Many of them have been programmed into you. And now you're maybe canceling out that program and creating a new program. Of course, many of you have seen the videos of Dolores Cannon, where she has talked about her hypnosis experience. Well, she's passed on, but we have many of her videos, and you've probably seen many of them, where she's talked about people talking about their lives, in between lives, talking about them, and they die and they're going to take on another birth and so forth. And in between the lives, they say, it was all a movie. It was all just a play. I was playing this part. She was playing that part. And so let's take some of that into our own world and realize everything really around us is a play, right? It's been said to be a play of consciousness, but we can create some of what we can control in our world. Our thoughts are literally creating our world. So let's back it up and really be in the driver's seat, creating what we truly want. So that really begs an interesting question when we're given the keys to the universe, which is like, what is it that you truly want? What do you truly want to manifest? And really take the time today to consider, because what you do on the first of the year has a reverberation into your entire year. So when you wake up and you exercise, or you come to a positive training like this, you maybe pray or meditate, that energy will reverberate into your entire year. So take a moment to think about, what do I want for this year? All the beginnings are very tender. They hold a tremendous amount of potential. And you put that vibration into your entire year. So at this moment for 2024, really visualizing, where do you want to be at the end of the year next year? It's December 31st, 2024. What do you want to look back on the year, and what have you experienced? So start to set that up now, because you have a tremendous amount of power at the beginning of something, like the beginning of your day, the beginning of your year, the beginning of your month, to set this in motion. So what do you truly, when you break through all of the little dramas in your life and all the things that you're going through, what is it that you truly want? What do you truly want to manifest? And start writing that down. You know, as you're listening to me today, maybe grab a piece of paper. Maybe you're taking notes on your computer. Maybe you just want to write it down. You know, writing something down with your hand is very powerful, with your hands, right? Writing it down and speaking it. These are very powerful ways to bring them into manifestation. We don't quite get that the same interaction experience through typing. So if you've never typed, or if you haven't written things for a while, start writing some things. It also engages certain parts of your brain. And you notice if you don't do it for a while, I kind of lose that ability, right, to write really smoothly and easily. So do that, maybe writing it actually down physically. So I really want you to take time, and why don't you participate in the chat? What do you really want to manifest in 2024? What kinds of things do you want to experience? You can share that with the group where we are today. If you're on the YouTube chat, you can share it in the chat there. And so what kinds of things do you want for 2024? Do you know? You probably just maybe woke up. It's like, whoa, I don't know. So start thinking about it. What do you really want for this year? It could be in any particular topic. Now, your thoughts have power. See, the genius has taught us to be intentional. Go ahead and put those into the chat. And we've got more connection. Lisa, thank you very much. David, Happy New Year to you. More connection, says Lisa. That's interesting. So do you want more personal connection, relationship, family connection? You want to meet people face to face versus meeting them on a Zoom? Maybe tell us a little bit more about that, because we're going to talk really about specificity. So your thoughts have power, and there has been like a real, you know, desire to capture your thoughts by different camps, advertising, marketing, people who want you to do certain things. So how about if you take that power back, and now every day you just say to yourself, am I going to choose to think this thought? What thought am I going to choose to think? Okay, Lisa says, I want more of a tribe. I love it. And so let's turn that into an affirmative statement. I am now manifesting my most beloved and sacred tribe into my life. I'm like, and then you can kind of make it more juicy. You can say, I'm like a magnet, and in all my interactions, I am now attracting, experiencing that connection that I want. I am experiencing love through my tribe, and a more of a knowing of myself, and a richer life in these connections. So you can kind of make it juicier and richer. And then you can program these into your genius as well, where you pick up the benefit of all the sort of multi-dimensional aspects of putting some of these into your genius. So there's certain frequencies and things that will play that are beyond the words, and you can take advantage of that. And then you can play the frequencies while you're speaking the affirmation. Barbara says abundance, joy, healthy relationships, longevity, and health. Donna says more intention in spending time with friends and family. And how can you start to put these into affirmative statements that you speak in the morning, that you speak maybe in the afternoon, that you speak in the evening before falling asleep? You know, for Barbara, you know, I'm now experiencing infinite amounts of abundance and opportunities in the area of whatever she wants. You can be real specific. You know, my relationship with my daughter is now, you know, improving beyond my dreams, what I thought was possible. So things like that. You can take that general desire and start to turn it into more specific statements. Continuous good health. I love that. So there's all types of affirmations you can create around health, right? I'm experiencing continuing good health. And then you sort of, I like to say you amp it up or you make it more, even more juicy, right? I am experiencing amazing good health in every cell of my body. Well, every cell of my body is now radiating and pulsating with the vibration of good health. And I am even getting messages and everything around me is showing me the way to have better health. So you can kind of, one statement goes to the next statement, goes to the next statement. My intention is for a deeper relationship with Jesus. That's beautiful. More spiritual connection, more divine connection. Then also more financial and relational abundance, more joy and health. These are beautiful intentions. So we want to write them down and then make them more specific and then amp them up, make them even juicier, because it's only limited to your imagination, right? And you can program these affirmations into your genius. You could have one that says daily affirmations for January 1st. And you could say one that says daily affirmations for the month of January and daily affirmations for my year 2024 and start to add them in. So your words have power. In fact, I am going to be offering an exciting new course based on these principles, and I'm exploring that the energetics of words and the energetics of sounds, and I want to teach that to you. So, but your words have power. Every letter has a power. Every word has a frequency. Every phrase has a frequency. Every sentence has a frequency. All of these things are frequency, and they're very powerful. So I think if we really understood how powerful these words were that we're speaking, we would be blown away and we would stop, in our tracks. And it's like, oh, I want to be extremely intentional about each word, because this word is literally creating my reality, what I will see on the outside. And I want you to start thinking about the consciousness of what you're being told on the outside, right? We're going to experience this, we're going to experience that, pandemic, this. And I want you to start getting more clear, like, what you live in sort of a bubble created by your own consciousness and your own words, which could be completely separated from the vibration that other people or a greater consciousness may be choosing to experience. So they may be experiencing financial difficulties or strife or dis-ease, but because of your thoughts and your words, you are experiencing something completely different according to your consciousness, according to what you've created in your world. And this is actually really something that's happening. This is really the universal truth of life. Everyone is experiencing, not what the news, right, the New York Times or the global news tells us. You're experiencing based on your words, your thoughts, your actions, your belief. That is what you are experiencing in the moment. So in the most, utopian world, people could be living people could be living lives where they feel terrible. And in the most terrible situations that seem the worst, you could be living a life of joy. So this is really based on the frequency that you're setting for yourself, right? What Abraham has called that point of attraction. This is all based on your thoughts, because you're this walking, breathing frequency, right? And you're sort of emitting all these frequencies, and you're also attracting things to you based on that frequency. So it's really this is, I think, our lifetime of what we came here to experience. At least part of it is you get the golden keys to the universe. What will you choose to do with it? It could be an overwhelming reality to wake up to, which is like, hey, this is all up to you. What do you want? Oh my gosh, I've never thought about it. I don't know what I want. And so we really want to take time to do that. It could be so much beyond just simple finances. It's just really, what do you want? How do you want to experience this world? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be interacting with? What do you want your body to be? This is all up to you. This is all within your own ability to create. Do numbers have power? They absolutely have power. And I was thinking about that today. It's a combination of letters which have a frequency and numbers. The whole world is actually a mathematical creation. Everything in the world is mathematics, right? Even just looking at this picture of the tree only grows in that sacred ratio, which is the number 5, which is the Fibonacci sequence, that 1.61, or grows everything in relationship to each other. So everything is based on mathematics in the universe. And so numbers are very powerful, and they sort of tell us what different frequencies are. So even when you're using numbers in your genius in that archetype encoding way, it actually is very, very powerful. So yes, we live through words, through thoughts, and you can take advantage of numbers, right? Even 888, right? That's a very simple one. You can think to yourself, you could write it down everywhere. And the number 888 is all about prosperity and abundance. And so you could just be thinking, 888, and then you can add an affirmation to it. I am, attracting incredible abundance, which I thought was previously impossible for me to experience, 888. Or you could actually put it on both sides of the affirmation, 888 on one side and then 888 on the other side, and sort of bookmark it or anchor it on either side. My aunt has said, Rosalie says, my aunt has said throughout the years, words are powerful, use them wisely. I think what's really wonderful is all the people, how God or divine spirit speaks through all the people around us. And your aunt sounds like she's one of those wonderful teachers, mentors for you. And Larry says, I want to experience truth. That's a really interesting one to noggin or noodle on, right? What is the truth? What is the truth? And yes, human beings have an insatiable desire to want to know the truth. And it must echo or connect us to something vibrationally that's important. I suppose you need this, awareness of the truth in order to really be alive in some ways, or to be free in ways. So the truth is really important. It's why when things are not allowed to be seen or shown, wink, wink, nod, nod, I think you all know what I mean. It's really does, I think it's detrimental to human evolution and human consciousness. We feel joy when something is revealed to us that's the truth about the universe. So there maybe I want to find the truth. I am now discovering the truth. I am now seeing and reading and looking and finding the truth that I truly seek. So you kind of amp that up. So that's a great one to think about too. All right, so what is your wish for today? We can create a library for it. Like I said, you could create a daily library for your daily wishes. You could create a monthly library, something you can go back to, and then you also want to be writing it. Reading an affirmation is powerful. Speaking an affirmation is even more powerful. And I suspect that singing an affirmation is even more powerful. So speaking of math and numbers, we call it the universe, a verse. Oh, it's a song, right? It's an actual song. Some people talk about the multiverse, but there's also a lot to be said about song, about tone, about notes, about music. So these things are all kind of wrapped up together in the mystery of manifestation, which is music, which is also mathematical. So these letters, these words, this speech. And remember that human beings, for words, we're really the only ones on this planet that we know of that have that power of speech, thought, words, speaking. And this is connected to our free will, our ability to create. Okay, so to begin to create words that will shape your day. And, some of today's, so that just the daily wishes could be, today is going to be the most amazing day that I've ever experienced in this life. Why not? Even if you're not sure, even if you think in your mind that you're dreading something and you're so afraid of it, what would stop you from just waking up in the morning and just changing the whole shooting match, the whole game, just by saying today is going to be the most amazing day that I've ever experienced? And then you say it again, right? You're getting up, you're stretching, you're going into the shower. Today is going to be the most amazing day that I've ever experienced. And then you can do the amp up thing that I talked about. We'll talk about that in a moment. But you just keep saying it. By the time you're eating your breakfast, you've changed the whole trajectory of your day. And even what you were worried about might have even slipped from your consciousness, because you've created this whole new vibration. You are the creator. You are the manifester. Remember, George Bush would say, I am the decider. You're the decider. Every single person is the decider of what they want to experience. I am choosing to experience joy today. I begin a renewed habit of caring for my body through daily exercise. I am now choosing healthy, vibrant foods that will bring my body energy and health. You can also shape your world in a way where you look at the things that you're afraid of or the things that you're worried about and turn them on their ear. Maybe you're afraid of flying, right? I am afraid of flying and traveling. And so maybe you just begin to immediately turn that on its ear. I am having the most joyful flight today. My flight is completely protected. All the other flights might not go on, off on time, but mine is the perfect flight where I sit in that perfect seat and I have the perfect experience and I have the perfect meal and I have the perfect whatever it is. So you just allow your mind to start to set that experience. Because if you think about it, in the default option, we keep repeating the worry. We keep repeating the thing that we're afraid of. And so by this default mechanism, we are literally creating those things that we're most afraid of, the things that, are really in our minds that we're worried about. There's sort of two different camps. It's either we're in the camp of worry and fear, or we're in the camp of sort of confidence and fearlessness and creation. And you're sort of consciously, every day and in every moment, really, you're choosing which camp you want to be in. At this moment in time, we're having more awareness that is a choice. And that is the gift of living in these times, even though it seems like it's very, very stressful and, all the things that go with it. But there is a reward, there is a benefit, there is an incredible upside, there is a gift to all of this that we've been going through. So make sure you write them down, and then it's going to be a new habit, to wake up every day and to start to opt into these things, right? So what do you really want for this year? What are the things that you want? Some people might have been adding them to the chat. Rosalie says, I've been gravitated to sevens my whole life. And there is like sort of a divine number that you may notice in your life. And you really want to study that. What is the meaning of seven? What does it mean for you? What does it mean for your life? And Thelma says wisdom. So, start writing down. I like your general desires, and I want to help and encourage you to turn them into more specific desires and wants and wishes. So wisdom, why do we want wisdom? Right? I want wisdom so that I can make better decisions in my life. Like, what is it about wisdom that brings something positive to your life? And then let's start to turn that into an affirmation. Wisdom is a very wise intention, no pun intended. Okay. And you can continue to participate in the chat and put your desires and dreams of aspirations in there. All right. So let's continue here. Oh, there we go. All right. So this year's wishes, what did I put here? Yeah. Okay. What do you truly want for this year? Identify what might be blocking or preventing you, because then we do a reverse on it, right? So I truly want to have the most amazing career for myself this year. I want to start creating it. Then we want to pause, and it's like, okay, what are the things that I at least can name that I think are blocking me? I have fear that I won't be making enough money to do this. So instantly we reverse that, right? I am making all the money I could ever imagine in my new venture because it's connected to my heart. So that would be an example. Okay, so all of these things could be in the area of of family, relationships, abundance, finances, career, home or location, health, wellness, fitness, weight. Write them down, and you can even add them to your genius. Remember, daily library, monthly library, overall year library, because we have to go back and keep reviewing them. Everything is about repetition in life. In the default mechanism, we have been left keep repeating a lot of things that are limiting or negative. And it's similar to your home, right? What has to happen at the end of a day? To wash the dishes. You have to sweep the floor. What has to happen at the end of the week, right? You have to clean the whole house. What happens if you don't do that on a regular basis? The house goes into, we call entropy, sort of disorder as a matter of default. And so there's the same thing with our mind, with our consciousness. We have to constantly clean this consciousness in a way that is just, the cleaning is really coming in with these thoughts over and over again, being very positive, being very intentional, and then the repetition, repeating them over and over again, because it's our human nature that if we don't sort of get in the habit of the positive thoughts, that the negative ones kind of creep in the absence. And there are certain forces that could actually try to take advantage of that through programming you in certain ways. And in some ways that has been in the background, and we'll just, laugh at it and say, well, I'm so thankful for it because it's challenged me. It's helped me to learn in these new and different ways. But whatever your default listening on the radio, it's giving you all kind of messages ultimately that could be very limiting. So with the things that you read, you want to be very, very discerning, even the things that you're reading, things that you're listening to. And then you want to be very, much ahead of the game with your thoughts, with your words, in order to, this is how we create our life. This is how we create our health. This is how we create our, the abundance in our lives. As I've said before, people are waiting for the med bed, which is a great thing. It'll be really cool when it arrives, but you are the med bed in every moment. And my greatest hope for people is for you to recognize that you, even without supplements, you are the greatest healer that you've ever known. Not only just the chakras in your hands are magical and amazing for healing yourself and other people, but your intention, your mind, your ability to create all these things is just beyond our wildest imagination. I really hope that as a planet, as a consciousness, we look back even on the pandemic and just say, gosh, wasn't that crazy? Why did I ever think that the healing force would be anything outside of myself, my own ability to heal myself and to help others to heal? Okay, so some examples of things that would be for the year. I'm now creating a career for myself that is truly fulfilling and allows me to be very creative. A healthy and fit body is what I deserve. I work towards this more and more each day. My life is filled with peace and happiness in every way. So just start ticking off the things. You can even use the negative thoughts of your day, your greatest fears, and you start to reverse them, and then you put them into positive statements. Create a library, keep repeating it over and over again. You will notice very quickly it starts to manifest in the positive. You'll start to see it around you, all evidence of this. This is the way. Really, this is the way to freedom. This is the way to joy. This is the way to sort of end suffering in the world, which a lot of suffering is really through people experiencing and perceiving that they don't have that which they want, whether it be health, relationships, finances, and so forth. This is that's sort of the end of that suffering. I am experiencing more opportunities in 2024 than I ever thought was possible. I am now manifesting the home of my dreams. So pick up the pen, the pencil, whatever it is, the paper, start writing these things down. What is it that you want? Then you can also use your genius to combine these affirmative statements with frequencies. So speaking of the numbers that David mentioned, we're going to talk about some of those today. You can place one or several of of these affirmations in the QuickStep with these frequencies. So one that you already know very well, 528. So if you say your affirmative statement, I am now creating a career for myself that is truly fulfilling and allows me to be very creative And then you combine it with 528, transformation and miracles. So think what happens when you place those two frequencies together and play that frequency. So the 528 brings that transformation and the miracle element to that which you're trying to manifest. 852 hertz, connecting with a higher level of functioning. So this is really going to tap into your divine gifts. So what if you combine an affirmation with 852? I am experiencing more opportunities in 2024 than I ever thought was possible. And then you combine it with 852. So you're tapping into that divine energy, that which is beyond what you thought was possible. 639 hertz, increasing communication with others. So those of you said you wanted to work on relationships, you can combine that statement about relationship. You know, my family relationships are more fulfilling. And I'm coming to a place of peace and happiness with my spouse, my husband, with my wife, my daughter, with my parents, whatever it might be, right? And so you combine that with 639 hertz or 396 hertz, especially when you want to let go of a bad habit. You know, I am now choosing, I am now drawn, I am magnetically attracted to the foods which will bring me a healthy body, which will help to heal my body. And I'm drawn to them. Now, we all know that when you go to do that, you may have pitfalls of things along the way, things that you don't think you should be eating. And so we use 396 hertz to clear away the subconscious obstacles that are preventing us from experiencing that which we want, which is the goal of the affirmative statement. All right, so New Year's wish, overcoming off the charts physical ailments and getting back to the core of me. So I am now experiencing maybe off the charts magnificent health, which is my most inner truth, right? I am now getting back to my, I'm restoring the core blueprint that I was birthed with. I'm getting back to my real self. I'm creating a reset, a shift to go back to myself. Okay, the journalist in me struggles with the facts and figures in reality to put into faith, into affirmations. Is there a solid science behind it? So yeah, there's actually lots of different, there's lots of different evidence now. And so, you know, Danielle brought up the Lynn McTaggart experiments where she did the power of 8. And you could also look at the biology of belief is another one. And there are many people out there now who are actually teaching other people to create miracles. And the power of 8, these 8 people prayed for the health and used their intentions and positive thoughts. And almost everybody in these experiments got significantly better or had a massively improved experience of their health. And we have Bruce Lipton in the biology of belief that talks a lot about these different things that we're talking about today. And there's lots and lots of information. It's really about just turning your attention. Like I said, I'm developing a course. We're going to be talking about all of the evidence and ways to interact with it. But, you know, what are facts? What are facts? What are figures? Are they what people have come up with? We know that pharmaceutical companies come up with facts and figures every day, and they're highly manipulated. So the biggest person to interpret this information is yourself. And we really want to cultivate more of an understanding that is from within instead of just from our brain, right? The heart has the bigger electrical field than the brain. What do we feel, right? Positive intentions make sense for a better path forward. Something within you, Rosalie, is feeling, I kind of feel what Ariel is saying is true, but I don't know. I've had this other kind of conditioning that's telling me something different. It's maybe the struggle of humanity in general that we're all trying to break free from, which is this conditioning, like what you're told is what you should listen to. What we're telling you in the news, gosh, that's the truth. Oh, you should study the science. But the most important thing out of anything is what your own internal guidance system is showing you and telling you. And if you don't know what that is, then it's time to start developing it through long walks in nature, through meditation, through just contemplation, and even asking yourself a question. This is something that was really well developed by Byron Katie, if you've ever read her works. And she says, how do I know that it's true? Because everything that you're thinking in your thoughts is influencing your life. But how do I know that thought is true? And so some of that is through examination and contemplation, but it's only within your own heart that you will ever answer that question. How affected are the Grabovoi numbers? I find them to be very compelling. So again, I let my heart and my heart's intuition kind of lead the way. When I look at those Grabovoi numbers, I feel a lot of empowerment. And I think Grabovoi really knew that there was something to this combination of numbers. You're in the living laboratory of, working with the genius, but also working with your own life. So try an experiment where 7 days in a row, you repeat or utilize some of those Grabovoi numbers, and maybe for a financial manifestation, and see if by the end of the week it's made a difference for you. Okay, repetition is crucial. Okay, you could create these affirmations, these positive thought statements. You're going to want to read them every day. I was really thinking about this. There's little tips and tricks to do this, which is you write it down and then you put it on your computer. You put it in the bathroom. You put it on the refrigerator. You have to recondition the mind. The powers that be who know about this, who also recognize this and have tried to influence mass consciousness, they know about that because they've tried to repeat these messages everywhere. It's in your school, it's in your work, it's in the newspaper, it's on television. And so repetition is crucial. And those powers that be really knew that. Now we're taking this power back, and it's like, no, when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to say this affirmation. And when I'm actually in the toilet, I'm going to be repeating the affirmation. And when I'm I'm eating my food, I'm going to be repeating the affirmation, because you literally become that which you think about most. You become that which you talk about most. You are becoming the frequencies that you're entraining around you at any given moment. You are becoming that which is in words and sounds and frequencies around you. So run them for 15 minutes. If you want to transfer this, we want to maybe keep it practical and put this in genius terms, right? So you could create these affirmations with the different frequencies that we talked about, or combine them with the frequencies like the solfeggio frequencies, the Grabovoi numbers, and then transfer these frequencies to your own quantum capsule and run them 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening, or run them 15 minutes in the morning and then at lunchtime and then in the evening. And I want to, again, when you're talking and thinking about this, I think about how in the early part of my life, how I lived my life, waking up, getting in the car to go to work, I turn on the radio. Okay, that radio has a tremendous amount of power to completely influence or short circuit your day. And I want to think about even those morning shows. Remember, they used to be on the radio, like, they're so toxic. They're teaching you all of these ways of thinking about life, and this music, which is the vibration, which is really focused on the outer world, and everything is outside of yourself. And so we want to just get away from all of that. Now you want to choose, right? More people are choosing, what do you listen into in the morning? But the first moments of the year, right, the day of the year, are formative, just like today. The first day of your week, the first day of the month, but the first minutes of your day. The moment that you recognize that your eyes are open and you're starting to think thoughts, your eyes might not even be open, you're awake. The minute that that you recognize that you want to state what your affirmation is. What is the affirmation that you most want to think about? I'm having the most incredible and enjoyable and joy-filled day that I could ever imagine. Or, today is the day, whatever it is, you want to start those formative moments. You don't want to default them to something else like morning radio or whatever it might be, or God forbid, the morning news. You want your thoughts to be your choice, right? What you're going to be thinking. And so you're going to have that ready. I mean, maybe it's by your nightstand, or you've even rehearsed it before you went to sleep in the morning. What are the thoughts you want to think when you start your day? Some people, it's very sacred. It might be a mantra or some type of a sacred chant. Okay, maybe it's a Bible verse. What are the thoughts that you're already prepared with? And then this is how you're, you don't get to just like, hey, I'm going to create my world. There are actually some rules that you need to follow, which is like choosing the thoughts that you're going to think, the words that you're going to speak, things like that, what you're going to listen to around you. So what thoughts have you prepared yourself with? So leave the affirmations on your nightstand or even under your pillow, because even writing has a vibration. So when you've written something down on a piece of paper, that literally the paper itself holds a vibration. So you could put that piece of paper under your pillow and then you're resonating with the vibration as you're sleeping. So there are many, many things to learn and to discover about this world that we have been hidden from us, that we're rediscovering. That's the joy of the time that we're living in. So be ready to begin the day with the thoughts and frequencies that you're wishing to manifest in your life. So be ready. And then how are you going to end the day? So beginnings and endings are extremely important. And now you could just have this sort of awakening, like beginning a meal, ending a meal, beginning a phone conversation, beginning a relationship, beginning a new adventure. All these things are really, really sacred. And within the sacred geometry panel, you can use the Vesica Pisces. There's a Vesica Pisces energy in the sacred geometry panel. You can use that. And the Vesica Pisces is a wonderful energy to be thinking about or utilizing in combination with new ventures, with new beginnings. So then the end of your day, it's the end of the day. If you've ever followed any of the 12-step programs, they have a lot of amazing wisdom. Even if you're just a human being on this earth and you didn't have any addictions, if you just studied the 12-step programs, you'd find a great amount of wisdom, a spiritual program for living your life just as a human being. And so at the end of the day, people in the Alcoholics Anonymous or the 12-step programs have encouraged to take a searching and fearless inventory of yourself, a searching and fearless moral inventory. So what are the things that you did that were good? What are the things that you did that you could have done better? Not judgmental, to just sort of take some use from the day. What did I learn today? What could I do better tomorrow? And so that's how something that you could bring to the ending of your day. So the other things are, what are the thoughts that you're thinking as you're falling asleep? What are you listening to as you're falling asleep? And you could be really intentional about that. Speak or say or think your affirmations as you're falling asleep. That's a very powerful time. You work out so many things in your subconscious, and just think about how we have lived our lives, how people are still living their lives, which is in complete default. Maybe they're watching the NFL football game, right? 2 minutes before they go to sleep, turn the clicker off, and they're out, and then off to another, day at the races. Think how much we have given up, or how much we've defaulted our lives to, well, whatever, And so I think how we can change that in such a profound way, so as we're going to sleep, that's a powerful time to be really manifesting, to be really thinking these thoughts, to be shaping this. So have your affirmations and your thoughts ready. Choose to think these thoughts, or play these frequencies as you're getting ready to fall asleep. So it's a really powerful time, the first moments of the morning and the last minutes before the day. And you can also look at the practices of Vedic priests. Vedic priests have very specific chants for the morning. It's known as a very auspicious or crucial time. And there are even a lot of these Vedic chants are thanking just, I'm so grateful to the earth, for holding me today. I'm so grateful for another day when I can place my foot onto the earth. And they say that even before they're getting out of bed, they're saying, sacred words and chants. Okay, just a practical piece here, that we do have some libraries for this week, where we have 35% off all the libraries, and you can use new 35 as your library as your discount coupon, and Library Discount Club members get an additional 20%. There may be some libraries that you're interested in. We have a New Beginnings library. We have an Organize, Declutter, and Lighten Up library for your beginning your year. We have a detox 10-week program to detox all the systems. We have a detox radionics frequencies. We have a detox Rife frequencies. We have weight loss libraries, and you can just search by using the word that you're interested in. I've recreated the system where all the related libraries for what you're searching for will come up. So if you're searching for weight loss, just put weight loss into the search bar and you'll see all the libraries and frequencies we have related to this. Now we have a few minutes left, so if there's any volunteers who would like to receive some frequencies today, please put your date of birth into the chat box and we see if we can get a little a session for you. And Daniel says, I think the Grabovoi numbers are very powerful. I like that. And okay. Best way for a pregnant daughter to stay strong while living with her heavily vaccinated mother-in-law. Pregnant daughter with a vaccinated mother-in-law as well as heavily vaccinated patients. She adjusts in her newly opened practice. She's well educated. Nutrition walks the talk. She's been very sick over the holidays. Well, again, the best thing is to take the best care of herself that she can. We have many libraries, like we have V Shed. That could be a really powerful one. We have we have one called Vitality Restoration Tools, and that one includes frequencies for people who are vaccinated, for jabbed and non-jabbed. So you might want to check that one out. Keep your own space, keep in her own space as much as possible. If you're choosing to do that work where you're working with patients, the best thing I can tell you is to keep your thoughts high, keep your health high. You could do visualizations, like imagining that you're in a bubble or imagining that you have a shield, visualize a shield around you. There's not too many other things to do because, if a vaccine or a jab person might be shedding, but you can run all these frequencies. You can definitely do things, keep your health really high, keep your thoughts really high, take time, maybe do smudging, energetic clearing. I think all of these things can really help, and take all the really good supplements that can help yourself, maybe like glutathione, N-acetylcysteine, and, get lots of rest, take lots of time for yourself, maybe even do an energetic clearing of yourself after every patient. Speaking the words, today's lecture, go back and review today's lecture and get a series of affirmations for her. I am completely protected despite living in a place where I might be exposed to shedding. I am completely affected. I'm completely protected. The shedding affects me in no significant way. My body does not experience any negative aspects of shedding. I would really explore this method of utilizing. It's the one thing that no force can take away from us. They could take away supplements, they could take away remedies, they could take away homeopathics. They can't take away our thoughts. Our thoughts are always with us, and that's probably the cosmic giggle of it all, is our thoughts are the most powerful. And I've really seen this in people that I thought should have been way more affected by the jab. And I think the funny thing is that if your thoughts feel like that particular experiment was healing or protecting, your thoughts might be more powerful than the actual substance, which is really interesting. Okay, so Rosalie, let's go with you. I'll go ahead and I'll bring you up in just one moment, and we'll go with a session for working on you and your affirmations. And everybody, do write down your words, your affirmative words, if there's any affirmations you'd like to share with us in the chat. And we're just going to show you kind of a review of how libraries are created. And we also included a library video at geniusbiofeedback.com. Go to learn and then go to the blog. And we've created a blog post for today for you. I'm going to show that in just a moment. Again, you can get 35% off of all libraries throughout the week today. Library Discount Club members have a different code that you can use for your discount. And we'll go ahead and we'll work on this. I do believe that affirmations are one of the most powerful ways to heal, but you have to really condition your mind to move into the place of entertaining that idea. And so that takes some time as well, and some knowledge base behind it. Like Rosalie was saying, like, just your words could change your life. Like, that's not really what I grew up with. That's not what science and reality tells us. My goodness, we have to pay attention to that, don't we? All right, so let's see. I also want to go to the Genius Biofeedback in just a moment here. Thank you all for spending your New Year's Day here. I really appreciate it. I know it's still a holiday, so thank you. And I wanted to make it something fun and compelling for New Year's. So let's go ahead and talk with Rosalie here in just a moment. I've got your birth date and name already entered. And let's see if we can go to geniusbiofeedback.com. If we go to learn and we go to the blog, we did create this blog post for you today, so you can click on that and you can see some of the libraries. We also have the library creation course, and actually we still have 50% off the courses by using the code PRACT50, PRACT50 for 50% off all the courses. And we're going to get an email out with all the codes and everything again, because we still have some specials going on you can take advantage of. We also have the I Ching. Hexagrams is a really fun way to find out your divine message for the day. And you can check these out, all about the new beginnings, new libraries at geniusbiofeedback.com. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel to see all the latest trainings and videos that are there. So let's see if we've got our friend here. Rosalie, did we lose you? We lose you over the side there. Let's just go for your voice then. Let's just unmute you so you can talk with us. Oh, there we are. Okay, Rosalie, how are you? Somehow don't have her talking there. Okay, Rosalie, are you there?
Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm here, Ariel.
Okay, perfect. That's so great. Well, how are you today?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Yes, it's took in the new year right, and so here we go. This is the I'm totally on board with what you're saying. It's set the tone for the year.
I love it. Yeah, game on. I mean, you were ready to go show up at training and like, hey, new year, hey, let's go. I'm here. Ready for it. I absolutely love that. That's great. Well, you were thinking about, let's mention some of the things that you were thinking about for yourself for the new year. What are some of your wishes?
Well, I mean, I'm going to say that obviously well, not obviously, that's a strong way to frame it, but health is absolutely the top priority for me because I want to be super effective this year. And so I want to take the knowledge that what I've acquired through my journalism, that's how it goes. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. So I follow people like Dr. Anna Mayelcha and all those great people that are so much our heroes of our time right now. And so it's trying to be the most effective, but not get all caught up in lowering my vibration. Like, how do you wrap your head around all this stuff and be as effective as you can be and be the leader you need to be and be solutions driven and still rise in health because it's clear to me in what I've seen so far with in tinkering around with the Insight Genius and seeing what's going on with me, having a closer look is like, whoa, okay, whoa, how did I get here? How do I get out of here? All of that. It's just I'm still digesting it all, and so I just want to get on the right footing and wipe this all away and then help others do the same thing, right?
Right. It's good. I mean, your thoughts are so powerful. You got a lot of thoughts going on. So it's even more important that you sort of get these thoughts sort of written down and where you want to go with them, what you want to do with them. For now, let's record your voice. We're going to come back to that in just a moment, but you know how this works with the Genius. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to record your voice so we can have it for our analysis and creating a library and so forth. So I'll go ahead and start recording you in 3, 2, 1. I'm recording.
AEIOU, Rosalie Jones. AEIOU, Rosalie Jones. AEIOU. Rosalie Jones. Should I keep talking? AEIOU. Rosalie Jones. 2024. It's going to be a great year.
Okay, maybe it was me that I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you now, but I couldn't hear you before. I didn't, because that seemed kind of long. It's like I'm still going on. It's like, doesn't this just end in like 15 seconds?
Yeah, you're fine. Okay. All right. So let's think about some of those things that you talked about because one is sort of we always say, create your affirmations and positive statements, but there's a lot more to it than that. So let's go again with your topic of health. So let's state your goal or one goal. What's one goal that you want to manifest with regard to health?
Top goal is going back to my nightmare house that I fled and was
Stop.
That's my number
You're
one
already
because I got to
going
go
back to the
home.
vibration, but I'm saying it in a comical way, like because we're going back to the move forward into our vibrant health has already taken like a back sort of retrograde into that experience. But I do want you to tell the story anyway. Go right ahead.
Well, I have to go home, Ariel. I'm going back to my home in January, mid-January,
Okay.
after being with my two children up in a different province, and I'm in Canada. So I have to get good and strong and conquer what knocked me down in the first place. And so there's a great strong spiritual element in that. And so I need to slay the dragon, make sure that I'm good and strong and not have it knock me down again. It's a very powerful property. It crunches to 22, by the way. It's a beautiful property, but I do believe energetically it's very powerful, and so I just have to.
What is powerful?
My property address crunches to 22. So you're talking about how numbers are powerful. I'm just trying to
What
ensure
is it
that I'm,
that you're afraid of in your property? You said something happened to it?
oh my gosh. Yes. I'm not far from a big military base, a portal, spiritual, rippling through my body. My whole life got turned upside down. And my daughter and son-in-law flew to me on the plane, and we drove my vehicle back with my dog. And I've been living out of a suitcase, and oh my gosh, my whole world is turned upside down. So
You've given me a lot of information, but what do you want to experience in your health?
I want to conquer the Lyme that keeps coming up and the EMF sensitivities, the radiation. Everything is off the charts. It's like, holy moly, how did I get here? How did this happen? So, I mean, I eat very well. I'm a healthy eater, but I've been struggling for a very long time. So, I just want to, and I'm so happy with what I'm finding with Insight Genius, but it is overwhelming. The information that I'm seeing is like, oh my gosh, wow. So, all right. So I'm getting with
Okay,
reality
but
than what I see.
this is a funny, amusing thing, which is great. This is part of the whole process, which I love, and which is what I'm talking about and speaking to, which we're going to be teaching more about this process because you still haven't told me what you want to experience, which tells me a lot, which is awesome. Well, what do you want to experience?
uh, I want to experience just great love and joy, and excel the way I'm supposed to excel. I'm built for it. So how do I get there? In my sorry health state, I just need to get rise again and be the leader that I am, that historically I've been, and yet I've stumbled and fallen and, well, a serious car accident, brain injury, blah, blah, blah. So I need to get there. How do I get back to me with all of these off the charts? Like, whoa, how do I conquer this? How do I get this out of my body? So that's, is that another long-winded, not really specific answer for you, Ariel?
Absolutely. I think we're just getting to observe that. What is it that you want to experience specifically in your health?
Energy and uh, just all in all, every day feeling great, waking up and ready to do the things I used to do, be physically active normally, and just live a normal life again. So energy top, energy, clarity. I think I'm a pretty positive person. It's just energy, clarity, uh, and heal my brain that's been very badly damaged from the very serious car accident. So that's kind of what I want to achieve.
Okay, you're doing great. So let's take one of these. So how can you state you have a magic wand and you can just create anything that you want? What is the creation that we could put in a statement around energy? I am now, what can we say?
I am now happy and healthy
Okay,
and
that's so funny. It's really, it's a little bit challenging for you, and I love it. It's a on the one vibration. So I'm just going to keep bringing you back. So how about if I say I have all the energy I could ever imagine for my day?
I'm liking where you go with this.
What
Uh,
would you say? How would you change that, or how would you amp it up or juice it up? I have all the energy I could ever want for my day. What else would you like to say or experience around energy?
uh, I mean, it weighs heavy on my conscience what's going on in the world, and I'm here to set it
That's
right.
interesting. You're still going back, so that's a
I
great,
know,
such
I
a
know,
brilliant
because it's a
spot.
burden
I
on
really
my
like.
shoulders. When you know something, it's hardwired in me. If you know something, you need to tell the people and warn the people. So what does that do? That puts you in a negative kind of way. It's like, oh, you're one of those conspiracy theories, and so it's like, whoa, and that's the struggle, okay? Because I'm trying to tell the truth. That's what I'm hardwired for that. It's like, okay, well, how do I help you then? Because I'm here to help, and that's been the what's got me down this rabbit hole in the first place. Because it's like there are many challenges that we face right now. So how do we help the world? I'm a big picture thinker, and so that's why it's a struggle for me, because I am a positive person. So how do I uh, something as mammoth as what we're up against? How do you spin it in a positive way that it's not going to harm me anymore? You can't
That's
touch
very good.
me.
No, it's very good because it's all spin. You know, when you say you're representing the truth, we want to just ask a lot of questions like, well, whose truth is it? And also another like thing I would say is how is it impacting people in a positive way? You know, is what you're reporting helping them and impacting them in a positive way? Is there something you could do that could be impacting them even, you know, more, or possibly would better support them or help them in some way? So is it possible that actually what we're telling them actually isn't supporting them in any meaningful way? It's just a question just to ask. And also for many of the things that you're stating is have some fun, just some giggles, to ask it in the reverse way. So there are many challenges that we face. What if we just say there are not many challenges that we face? Or there, you know, it might sound crazy, but start to question these things that we're saying that are very heavy and feel very hard, and try to find little ways that they're actually not true, or maybe the true in an opposite way, may actually be the reverse of what we're saying.
But I'm living proof of it. This is the kicker of it all. So all of the scans have shown everything that I was trying to avoid, because I armed myself with knowledge when this whole thing came about. And here it is. I'm saturated with that whole problem that we're up against. It's like, what are the odds of that? Like,
Yeah,
so
there's a
it's like,
part of you in your heart, which is why you keep showing up, that knows the truth of what we're trying to accomplish here, which is exciting. Um, so I have all the energy I could ever want for my day. What's another positive statement you would like to make about having energy?
uh, use it to
Okay,
uh,
let me back up. You are creating an
mhm.
affirmation,
Yes, okay.
okay, about you want energy. Okay, usually we just go like, okay, I'll have a cup of coffee, so I'll have some energy. I'll take a stimulant, I'll have some energy. If you could wave a magic wand and you could create the state that you want, what would that look like? So one of the things that I had offered up here is, I have all the energy I could ever want for my day.
Yeah, I just look at it big picture once again. So I say I surround the world with all white light in protection,
All right,
and
that's okay. We're not totally getting the thing here. I'm not translating it in the best way. We only want you to focus on a positive statement about what you want to experience with regard to energy in your body. So some examples would be, I have more energy than I ever thought was possible for me. I have so much energy that now I can go out and go for a run. I have so much energy that I can now go out and exercise. I have so much energy so I can create my day. So what would be a statement like that?
I think that Ruth just said it very well. Psychic protection. Whoo! So how do is that gonna come in the affirmation? Can we, because that's real top issue, okay? Okay.
What could you say about the energy? All of these things are side topics that actually keep you from really getting to the issue that you want to solve. And so you're sort of like, you're on the train, but then you're jumping off, and then you're coming back on the train. Then you're jumping off, and you're coming back on the train. I think part of it is you don't think it can be as direct as just sort of speaking that which you really want. So what is it about having energy that you want to have in your body? What can you say about the state of now you just snap your fingers or wave the magic wand and now you have all the energy you want in your body, which is one of the things that you wanted, right? You want to have energy.
Yes, I want to be my optimal best, and and be as effective as I can be, because when you have experienced near death a number of times, there's not a moment to waste. So it frustrates me that I'm not able to be as effective as I once was. So how do I get back to
Okay,
me?
find one place in your body, okay,
Mhm.
when you're not energized at all. And I want you to name a place, that's all. Be like stomach, my head, my arm. Where in your body can you find one place to locate where you don't experience enough energy?
Oh, well, my head is
Okay,
absolutely,
stop. Head. Perfect. Okay,
yeah.
just be with your head for a moment, because we have to get you anchored in your body.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to switch the topic. So, what can we say about your brain? What can we say about your brain to be fully functioning, to be thinking clearly? What is a positive statement that you could say about your brain function? Okay, I'm going to
Uh,
help you. I'm going to help you with this. And it's totally, you're
okay.
doing great. You're doing fantastic. How about I am now able to think clearly?
Yay.
So that's okay with you?
Oh, bring it on. Bring it on. That sounds great.
And so, and what I want you is you take that first affirmative statement, and we don't have to do it now. You could do it during your day. I'm now able to think clearly. Oh, I'm now able to think clearly so that I have new ideas. I'm now able to grasp new things. I'm now able to remember the things that I want to remember. I'm now able to really organize my day. So we want to kind of free form it into positive things and thoughts about, what it is. It's really a new way for humanity to think about things, which is to go right to the end result. It's like, what do I really want out of all of this? I want to be able to think clearly. I want to feel good in my body. I want to be free from pain. And then we turn those into the affirmative statements. I am completely free from pain. I am so completely free from pain that now I can enjoy the things that I had not enjoyed before. Those, and then we want to amp it up and amp it up and amp it up. And we're allowing your imagination to move into that place that you talked about, which is returning to your core, the truth of who you are, which is being in perfect health, which is having perfect vitality. Does it make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, let's see if people have been busting with all of their little comments here. So let's see what people have said. Um, you can tell the truth, but for some, they're not ready to hear. This does not need to be negative. I feel positive about their healthy following the mainstream. I wouldn't try to fight them on this. Okay. Psychic protection. I can feel the suckers looshing off my energy and throw them off. I want to be my best. Is the best you can achieve. Actually, if you want to throw off any negative energy or anything that you feel might be affecting you, then the best thing is affirmations and repeating it. And Ruth, if you get into that affirmation, I want to be my best. I am my best. I am my best. I am my best. And then amp it up and give it some other words. I am my best so that I can experience joy in my body. I am experienced. I can achieve everything I want in life. You want to give some other words to it and then become obsessed with it. Just repeat it, create frequencies with it. It is the repetition and you becoming that energy that actually causes the other one to disintegrate. It's interesting, the concept that my meditation teacher once said, there are no evil forces as such. We only the ones that we have created. And just as we have created them, we can uncreate them. We can dissolve them at any time that we choose. We should really think that we have that much power in the world. It really is this age that we're moving into is taking full responsibility and accountability to get those golden keys of the universe back into your hands. Suggesting the significance of the importance of what we claim after the I am or I am statement could be researched, studied, and applied in this new year. Bruce says hips, lower dantian, love it. Inner standing, for instance, experiencing energy free from expectations. So do you just type in the Hertz frequency into the affirmation statement before we save? I'll show you that in a moment. Okay. So you want to experience great love and joy. Since we've been talking, Rosalie, do you have any positive statement that you would like to speak about experiencing love and joy in the world?
Uh, just overall, the world is just surround our entire universe for stepping forward into the new year with, I know the cliche, but light and love.
Okay, let me show you some other ways you can keep working on some of these things that you're saying, like, I need to slay the dragon. I think this was related to your house. You can
Yeah.
say, like, I have slayed the dragon and I've been completely victorious. I want
Mm.
to conquer the Lyme. I have conquered the Lyme. And then you go to the next logical step. I'm completely free of Lyme. My body has figured out how to overcome the Lyme. My body is such at a strong frequency and vibration at this moment that the Lyme dissolves away. My body is completely victorious over Lyme, and no disease, virus, or pathogen can touch me.
I love that. Very
So
nice.
that's what you want to sort of get your mind, allow permission for your mind to move into that place where it's snap of the finger, waving the magic wand. All of these ideas have in some ways been taken from us. Like, there's no way you can wave a magic wand. A magic wand isn't real. Yeah, it is real. It is through your spoken word and through the repetition. And it's all those magical things that in our hearts we believe are true, but just have been told is not. So if there's, you say, I want to conquer the EMF issue, my vibration is so strong, is completely unaffected by EMF. My vibration adapts to any EMF that I may encounter so that I am unaffected by it, or my body creates a shield. My whole vibration is a shield to any aberrant frequencies that I may encounter. And this is the truth of life. You know, the people who really truly are unaffected by EMF, they in their thought process somewhere have made that decision to be unaffected by them. It's a new way of thinking about it. So let me just show everybody who's wondering about this, just about how we create libraries. So if I go to this one that we just created for Rosalie, where we coming up with these affirmative statements, you know, something you could say, it could be her daily affirmations, it could be her affirmations for the month of January, it could be her affirmations for the year. What we want to do is to create an archetype one. We type in the positive statement, and I don't have my keyboard, so you have to bear with me. But my vibration is so high that it cannot hold the vibration. I'm kind of spelling wrong here, but it cannot hold the vibration of Lyme is the idea. It cannot hold the vibration. So you get the idea of what we're trying to achieve here, which is everything is frequency. Even your words are frequency, which are interpreted by the archetype encoding. But it cannot hold the vibration of Lyme any longer. All right, so now that's being interpreted as archetype encoding. So you don't need to enter a frequency there. Now, in the next one, if I add items to the library, I could type in what we talked about before, right? The solfeggios that connect you to the divine energy. We could just type in solfeggio 852. Okay, so solfeggio 852 hertz.
May I ask a question, Ariel?
Rosalie, let me just finish for 1 second, but I want to get your question. So now we
Okay.
type in solfeggio 852 hertz here because we, you know, you could use it from the Genius, but I just want to show how this is done. So any rife frequency that you're working with, we just want to go ahead and we're going to put that into the box here. So we're going to put the number 852, which is 852 hertz. And so we want to put that in there. So it doesn't have to be the solfeggio, it could be any rife frequency that we could look up online. And now we have that in there. I just want to show the different ways to enter. And the third way is if we had some type of supplement, like I had recommended some glutathione. So glutathione for detoxification, so forth. If we enter in glutathione, if we had the a remedy plate hooked up, we could put some physical glutathione on the plate. And then we would use this one, the imprinting test plate, and we would pull in that energy of glutathione into the Genius, and we could utilize it from there. So I just wanted to quickly review the 3 ways to create libraries. What is your question?
Well, it's in regards to affirmations that I've come across where it's a specific belief system. Let's just say, you know, a certain angel is going to come in and save the day. And what if you have a different take on that, that you're not jumping on board with that. How do you go forward with that? Like, is it built within the Insight Genius to slant a certain way, or is it non organized religion based, or like how does that work? Because I've come across that, and I just I don't want to be entangled in a spiritual way that is going to be giving false uh premises, false hope. Like
The only
it's
one
just
we've only done, the only affirmations we've recommended for you are always about, they come from you. I'm now
okay.
and clearly. I have all the energy I could ever want for my day. My vibration is so high that it cannot hold the vibration of Lyme any longer. These all come from, are centered around you as being sort of the creator, the manifester. As far as other libraries in the Genius, there's no, to my knowledge, no type of religious slant. The thing is that the developer is allowing many people to create libraries. The ones that are geniusbiofeedback.com are all ones that I've authored, and they're the only ones that I can speak to. To my knowledge, have never put any religious slant. We've used angels in the Archangels library, but if you don't want that, then I'd recommend that you don't use them. I would just be really cognizant about which libraries that you're getting, that you put into your Genius. That's all I can really tell you. But when you're talking about anything that is an angel or Lakshmi or Ganesh, I've always looked at them as divine aspects that are within human beings. And I'm very reticent to say there's really anything that's outside of yourself. Our spiritual teachings tell us, and I've only ever experienced, as above, so below. The entire universe is contained within you. It's
Yes,
the greatest mystery of God as a human being.
agreed. Hmm.
All right, Rosalie. Well, thank you. You're a blessing. And thank you so much. Like, we're getting a lot from your sort of contemplation and how you're trying to look at things and think about them. And I think it's amazing. And I thank you so much for being part of our Genius community.
Thank you very much, Ariel. I get a lot out of this, and I'm very appreciative of the information.
It's been a real pleasure. All right, we'll speak again soon. And thank you again, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you.
This is really the human condition. It's the human struggle to kind of think of where we come at with these thoughts, and really how are we going to change and transform. And it's all our own personal business how we choose to take that information and go forward with it. Well, today has been a day talking all about you creating your new year, creating your new life in the new year. What is it that you're wanting? What is it that you want to create? Where will you go? And, I think that's an important part of life. It doesn't have to be about your career or making money per se. It could be about your quality of life, the quality of your connections. And you may not even know, because we may have been so much in the problem and steeped in the things that are wrong that we've really gotten away from thinking that which we truly want. So I just want to invite you into that space of, as we're, go get steeped into 2024 with its considerable issues or whatever might come up in the news and what we're being told, is to keep thinking, but what is it that I want? And how am I creating it? How am I creating it through my thoughts and my words? We'll be talking about this a lot more in the new year, but I wanted to introduce this and ring in 2024 with this, and go ahead and create your beautiful statements and affirmations, and we'll see what adventures and joy and things you're experiencing in the new year. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Be well. Bye-bye for now.